Start with the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Second roll call, please.
Trustee Trombley. Here. Trustee McFetrich. Here. Trustee Trombley. Trustee Garrett. Here. Mayor Martin.
Here. We have two sets of minutes that need approval. Need a motion for the August 10th, 2015 minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any changes, additions, deletions?
Look good.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approval, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
One abstention. Motion carries. Second set of minutes is August 15, 2015. Need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion on these?
Pretty extensive.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
One abstention. Presentation of petitions, communications, notices, general question period for members of the community. Sir?
You want me to start now?
Sure.
Okay, I had a couple of things, but I originally came because we were gonna discuss the water.
Yep.
I'll wait on that one until after I hear what's gonna be said about it. The other, my name is Mark Matty. I live right there, 1089 Main Street. I've lived there for 14 years, and I'm seeing gradual changes in the village that are somewhat of a concern to me. First of all, I know Janet's involved with what I thought at first was kind of odd, the chairs with the flowers. Now I think it's a great idea because I see it all over the place. So I know it's not just Janet and a small group of ladies. It's a lot of people in this village, and it really does have a nice look. I mean, it's like one village, not, you know, a whole different one. It gives it a nice feel, a nice homey feeling. So I wanted to mention that because I liked it. The other thing, I came in last week because I live right there, and some people on this street have yard sales. And I know the village has a yard sale every year, which...
Town, just the town, not the village.
Town, whatever, but it's advertised, and we all know it's coming, we're all prepared for it. This road out here, people don't necessarily do the smartest things. They park on both sides of the road, there's a curb on both sides. It's very dangerous, especially this person up here that lives on a big curve. I saw tractor trailers coming from this way, having trouble getting through because there's people coming this way, there's people parked on both sides of the road, and people are getting in and out of their vehicles. They don't look, they just open their doors. It's hazardous, number one. Number two, this guy's got pickup trucks with trailers coming full of stuff. To me, that's not a yard sale. If that's the definition of a yard sale, then, I mean, that's ridiculous. The whole yard is full of crap. It's over a week now, and it's still full of crap. It's out in the yard still. Whatever he didn't sell is still sitting out there. It looks dumpy. I don't like it. That's just my opinion, but I don't like it. I think if the town, if the village doesn't want to have bylaws on that, there should be something that is restrictive to where a person can't do this on a regular basis, which this particular place has had at least 3 yard sales that I know of. There's been one in the spring, one in the summer, then the town one, and now one a month after the town one.
There's been several.
There's more stuff each time. If I have a yard sale, if I got rid of my junk, I'd only have one yard sale. I wouldn't have to have 2, 3, or 4 of them. But he seems to be getting more and more and more. So to me, it's like this isn't gonna end. And it's an eyesore and it's dangerous.
Well, it is coming to an end.
That's,
Mr. Tatro has been
Okay, that was,
in contact with the owner a couple times about this. He knows the feelings of these sales that he's had. It's not gonna continue.
that was just my gripe. Other
Oh,
than
no,
that.
no, I've received numerous complaints about this.
Oh, okay, good.
And Mike has been pretty good in contacting the owner.
Good.
Those large garage sales are gonna come to an end.
I mean, I don't have no problem with people having yard sales, that's,
Oh, no,
you know, I
that's
got
not
no
the-
problem with that at
no,
all.
This is not a yard sale, this is a business.
Yeah, thank you.
Exactly.
So he's gonna have to come in front of the zoning board. And I'm sure the zoning board is, after they look at the facts, Mike, you can jump in here if you wish, but I'm sure the zoning board is going to say, no.
Yeah, it's sad when you gotta come to a point like this where, you know, you take something so simple and you stretch it and you stretch it and you stretch it and you make it, it's just bad.
Well, it's gone from a yard sale to a business. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I come through here every weekend, on my rounds for the town, and Saturday morning, like you say, it wasn't unusual to see 2, 3 trailers unloading in there. There's no way all that stuff that was on that lawn come out of that
I
garage.
saw them unloading the trailer.
Or other
Yes,
way.
no.
Yeah, I was
So,
wondering where it was all coming from. Me too.
so I mean, and I explained it to them that you're running a business, it's not a yard sale. We don't really have any yard sale definitions in our code.
Right.
But I get to make the interpretation.
Good.
That's part of my job, and
Good.
I'm saying it's a business, so.
You have to bring up the other thing.
And
We
that's
can't
part of
really
my
go
report
into
here.
anything else after this, so you'd have to bring out the water, the.
No, I already said that.
What is your concerns about the water
Yeah, this is
project?
the
What I was gonna
public
say about the water was, you know, I don't know anything about what's going on as far as what's gonna be happening with the water. But, once again, when I look around the village, I see telephone poles and wires everywhere. The other day, I'm going to work, just for an example, I would drive over the bridge, I work up in the Kimpex building, and as I look down the road, all I see is wires and the row of telephone poles. And I said, does it really need to be there? Then I started thinking about it, saying, if the wires were all underground, we wouldn't have so many problems that we have with, in the wintertime. You know, stuff, we lose power, people hit the poles, wires get bogged down, they break, whatever. To me, it's like there's gotta be a way, or if there is a way, when we're doing water pipes, or if the town's gonna, the village is gonna be doing water pipes underground, is there a thought or something that, like the phone company, the cable company, NICEAG, would they be willing to discuss possibly investing, not them paying some of it? For them, they could save a lot of money, not coming out here and cutting all the trees that they have to cut for the wires, coming out here and servicing when the power goes out because of a snowstorm or because somebody ran into a pole. I don't know what their costs are on an annual basis, but I know every winter I see them out here. So it's a continuing cost for them, year after year after year. If this is something underground, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Rouse's Point has theirs underground. And it would be something worth looking into as far as, would it be worth it in the long run for these companies to get involved and maybe not costing us taxpayers, and even doing it in the first place? You know, is that something that's an idea that's worth looking into?
I don't know that it would be cost effective for this small village to put those lines underground.
For us, maybe.
It would be very, very expensive. The company's, NICEAG is not going to do this. The telephone company has buried their fiber optic lines, but you still notice that most of their telephone lines are above surface.
If I can add to that, telephone company it's a huge expense to them to try to meet Rouse's Point's demands to get the lines underground.
Are they underground over there?
Yeah, they are putting them underground, but it's
Slowly.
at a huge cost.
It's
It's not a cost savings for them.
No.
It's an additional cost to the telephone company.
And the other thing is they have their own electrical department. The Ross's Point
Rouse's
has
Point
its own.
itself? Are they paying for it, or is like NICEAG or the phone company?
No, I
or-
think
They don't have
village-
NICEAG
They
in
don't
Rouse.
have NICEAG.
in Rouse's
They don't have
Point.
No.
Well,
They got
so
less-
taxpayers pay for
less-
it.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. That's why it's been going on for what, 10 years roughly?
No, yeah.
Yeah, as they're redoing the roads, you know, State Street, and they give them deadlines, you have to get them underground, they're putting all the pillars in, moving everything, they're giving them deadlines so they can put new sidewalks and pave the streets to get it, you know, they're slowly changing everything over. But, it's not a quick process for sure.
For my house.
Piles of dirt and cones.
That was my only thought on that, something like that, since we're gonna be digging anyway, or the.
They wouldn't be able to go in the same,
They couldn't do it at the same
same
time?
trench, no.
And for the most part, most of the trenches that are going to be dug here for this water project are in the town.
Okay.
There's going to be there's going to be some trenches and replacement done here in the village, but for the most part, the new lines are all going into town.
I see, okay.
It would be super expensive for us to try to go through that. And when they do come up and fix their lines and stuff like, and I agree with you, it would seem that the cost effectiveness, but
You can bury your own lines.
they're not going to help us there.
Yeah, and then the other flip side of that is, anytime you have to go out and dig, you've got one more right in the chance of
Disrupt.
right now, we have gas and fiber optic
And water.
and the water. Usually, most of the time, we know where those are. If we break that, we can fix it. But if we hit fiber optic, they say it's about $1 million a day in lost revenue. Yeah. We found quite a few. We haven't
I think the town
hit any.
grappled one of those fiber optic lines, did they not?
Yeah.
Recently.
It was
a couple
quite
years
expensive
ago,
to repair.
Especially if they get into high voltage. I mean, somebody takes a backhoe and they can get into high voltage like Russ's Point, somebody get killed. Yes, for sure, it seems to be more resilient to power outages because they have, as many as we get, they don't get that many.
Another good point for always doing the dig safe too.
Yeah.
Did we help you?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm completely satisfied, but I'm gonna sit and listen to the rest of this.
Well, thanks.
Oh, yeah, good, we like that.
I'm glad that you came, I'm glad that you got some questions. I hope that we can help you.
Yeah, thank you for your input. I wish more people would come and give their opinions. It's good.
Okay, Mr. Tatro, you're on.
Well, you got a copy of my report. Nothing really new in there. It's just a continuation of the same thing. I haven't heard anything from Mr. Patterson. The attorney, I don't believe we didn't get anything back from him today, did we, as far
No, I
as...
placed a call and he didn't
We have
return
4
it.
days, so it's 30 days.
Right, but we sent him a letter through the attorney by registered return receipt, and I don't believe he's gotten that back yet.
No.
And he doesn't email me, he doesn't talk to me.
Count
so-
from when he signs the return receipt? Well, he knows that, he's not gonna sign it.
Well, if he doesn't, then we use the date that the attorney used.
Right, so that's 4 days away.
Right. So anyway, that's
I'll try
in
to
the
get
works.
tomorrow with Mr. Marine.
Other than that, just a few other housekeeping items, I guess, around the village here and there. A few permits, a few junk complaints, yard sale complaints.
If this 30-day limit is reached, what's the next step?
Go to court. Start the legal process. Mr. Marine will petition the court for action.
Okay.
So, other than that, if you have any specific questions, I mean, there's not a lot to report this month.
What is the owner going to do with 42 Willow?
He wants to rebuild it and rent it, in my conversations with him, but those talks seem to have dried up. He chased me all over hell trying to get a permit, and I told him to stop here and get one, because he doesn't have access to a computer, and he hasn't picked one up yet, so I don't know what he's up to, but...
I mailed one out to him.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. So it's his intention to fix it up and rebuild the portion that was torn down or fell down or whatever. So if he does that, that's, still stays on the tax rolls.
What was the request from Kimpex?
Yeah, that was my question.
They wanted to use that big parking lot to park trucks and move freight in and out during the night. And I told them that would require zoning board approval because it would be trucking, and the minute I mentioned that, they didn't want any part of it. So I told them the likelihood of getting that approved there was probably slim and nil. I mean, it's right next to a resident. Look at the problems we had with the old Legion and the noise. I can imagine trucks at 2 o'clock in the morning hooking up and tractors. The biggest thing was they wanted the engines had to run all night long because they're They had refrigerated units on them or
First supposed to
something?
be.
So the
We had
trailers
many-
would be running.
We had many residential complaints about that previously.
Same
What
parking
what
lot.
are they, what
Yeah,
are they
exactly.
requires refrigeration?
He just, he asked me about running trucks all night for refrigeration units.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Look at
Yeah.
that, truck stops right out here.
Yeah. So anyway, they backed away from it, but
Yeah, plus he added travel on that road. We don't need the added. What is it, wasn't the trucking Cisco?
I don't know, he didn't tell me which company. I didn't ask him, he just was a request for trucking.
They were gonna move Cisco,
I think so.
that would have been a big problem. That's a lot of moving.
And those have to be.
That
So
explains-
anyway,
that
they
explains-
they
I think
decided
that's
not
what-
to
I
do
think
That
it.
explains refrigerated trailers. He was gonna use it as a depot, not to load trucks out of their business.
Well, a drop ship type thing,
Right,
that's the way it
take 'em
was
out,
explained
drop
to
'em
me.
here and take 'em.
Yeah, a dozen mile. Okay. Glad you stopped it.
I didn't stop it, I just explained the process.
That's
That's
Might add a slant to it, but
this permit for new home, where's that located?
on Moore Street.
Any progress with Oak Street?
I sent him a letter earlier in the month, and I talked to him, but I do believe we're gonna have to have a meeting of the minds there, because his version of what's considered torn down and what ours is two different things. I think he's under the impression that just by leaving all those stones right there, that's the end of the job, but it's not. If he wants to dig the stones out and pile them up in the back, and fill the hole, that's one thing. But all that is it's a debris pile. That's the way I'm looking at it, unless you people see it differently.
He went over to see Mrs. Valak and explained to her that it wasn't the village that put the posted signs up, that he was the one that put them up. And she said, oh, I see you're cleaning up your property, and his reply to her was that, I thought it was already cleaned.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
So,
it's not clean. It's not demolished down to grass like it's supposed to be.
So that was the nature of the letter and the conversation that we had, so he's supposedly working at it, and he had till the end of September, so,
But he's been working at it for like 3 years now.
oh, I know.
End of September, we'll start the legal process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any further questions for Mike? Discussion? Okay. I promise to be quick. I only have 4 pages today. Good afternoon. First, I would like to thank everyone for making our annual Village Fest a wonderful day. The William Bill Earl dedication was, it went very well. The crowd was large, very appreciative about the dedication. And the music of singer, writer, storyteller was very good, well attended, excellent presentation. Thanks to the village personnel for making this day of appreciation a very successful event. Forgot to mention his name. Roy Hurd, thank you. Second, we had a groundbreaking program on Tuesday, September 8th, for the water project. After 8 to 9 years of meetings, giving presentations of need, and dealing with engineers and studies, the shared project is official, with construction of the water towers already in progress. The main component of the project will start in the spring with new pipes, new customer connections, new water softening available to all, and a general overall improvement in water delivery for both the village and the town. As with any improvements, this project, or a project of this magnitude, comes with some adjustments on the price and/or cost of water, and that will occur. The water rates have not changed over the last 4 or 5 years, but with improvement comes increased cost for service and delivery. At this point, I can't give you an accurate figure or an exact figure of the village's share of debt repayment for this improvement project. Currently, the village's portion of debt repayment is approximately 25% of the yearly payments spread out over 30 years with 0% interest. The village's share will take into account the immediate needs to improve our water system water pressure, water softening, and will also increase our water revenues as the town system grows and requires more of our water. As information regarding cost adjustments becomes available, this will be shared with all of our residents and water service users. When this project is completed late in 2016, the improvements realized, I believe, will be worth the wait, the cost, and the inconvenience a project of this magnitude and size will cause. Finally, I would like to recognize our DPW crew. The summer has been very difficult with the rain in May and June and the heat throughout much of the summer. This crew has maintained the streets, sidewalks, and other village areas, keeping our village safe, clean, and enjoyable by both our residents and our visitors. Thanks again for your hard work and efforts to improve life in our village. Your efforts are noticed and appreciated by those of us who live in this little village. I know I said finally, but I have more to say. If I may add one more comment of concern. Village residents generally take a great deal of pride in their homes, their yards, and their property. It bothers many to see debris piled along our streets, old furniture, remains of garage sales, and other unsightly material. We are asking that this accumulation be handled properly and kept clean. Our codes enforcement officer has visited many properties and generally has received a good response, and the offensive property was taken care of. Others have been less than responsive. Village code stipulates that non-compliance can and will result in court appearances and fines imposed upon the offending owners and/or properties. This is our attempt to keep our village clean and as clean and desirable place to live for all. Thank you. Who wants to lead tonight? Trustee Champlain.
All right.
Thanks for volunteering.
You're welcome. It's always good when you get to go first. I really don't have anything to report on except that to echo about the Village Fest. The DPW did a great job getting everything set up. It was a lot of fun. We scooped a lot of ice cream. Basically got rid of all of it. The stories and everything, it was so wonderful to have some of our residents who remember Bill Earl be there and sharing their stories. It was a wonderful day. It went so smoothly and with so many people helping out. It was a great day. So thanks to the crew and all of the villagers that came out to participate and enjoy the day. That's really all I have.
Thank you. Trustee Fittrich?
Well, we have a very busy October coming in the village. First of all, the rowing program is going very, very well. They did have to take one boat back. The 4-person boat has been taken back. They need it over in Jen's. We're changing the rowing time to 5:30 on Fridays due to lack of daylight. So I encourage people still to come. It's a great time. We're back on schedule for the Champlain Story Hour. So the next one is on Friday, October 2nd at 6:30 at the Meeting House. The village is going to host World Habitat Day, which is a combination with Habitat for Humanity and the United Nations getting together to recognize the need for affordable housing throughout the world. And that's going to be on Sunday, October 4th at 4. Colin Reed is going to come up and speak at that. Our next history series is on October 8th at 6:30. Helen Nurska from the Clinton County Historical Society is going to talk about Yehudi Ashman.
What's the date again?
October 8th. That's a Thursday.
6:30.
6:30. That's at the History Center. The Champlain Kids Connected group is going to hold an activity on October 10th but we don't have all the details worked out, so I can't give you any times yet. Oh, and we're going to have our first Champlain author talk on October 13th. That's at 6:30 p.m. Mark Berry and Christine Racine are going to come talk about their books, and that is at the Meeting House. And as long as I have Cheryl in front of me.
6:30?
Yeah.
Sorry.
6:30, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm just going to say, she represents one of many, many people who help plan all of these activities. I've had a request to do an interview about our Christmas celebration. And Cheryl was on the Christmas committee last year, I know, and we're going to get together and talk about some more ideas. But there are just a lot of people in this village who are working together to come up with some really cool ideas. So I thank you. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Tremblay?
Okay, first of all, in regards to the Village Fest, I want to thank Mayor Martin, and fellow trustees that worked it, and of course the village employees, all the staff. I'm sorry I couldn't be there again because of my schedule, and I do miss it, I really do. But from what I've heard, it was a pretty awesome time, so thank you to all of you for doing what you did. We just had another blood drive, which was running until 7, so it should be just getting done. The next one will be November 16th for all the donors out there. Trying to increase the numbers. We're starting to pick up more and more YF people because I'm not collecting there anymore. And another announcement will be in 2 weeks, the annual Northern Tier Food Drive that the Knights of Columbus do at Price Chopper. That'll be September 25th, 26th, and 27th. It's a Friday through a Sunday, 8 to 6 on Friday, 8 to 5 Saturday and Sunday. And just a reminder, it's King Crazy Week down at Price Chopper, so if we want to pick up some stuff and stock up for the food drive, it'd be very much appreciated. There's always a huge need in this community, and you know, this one services 8 communities, so thank you in advance for whatever anybody can donate. That's all I have.
Very good. Very good. Trustee Gary?
You didn't mention Stewart's, because they donated the ice cream, correct?
I mentioned it on tape, or did I?
No.
No, in the last meeting I did?
I just want to reiterate that,
Yes,
you know,
please
for
do.
those folks who, Stewart's generously donates all that ice cream, and it was very well loved by many. And our last few people that came really loved it because we mounted it really high to finish up the
Nothing went to
the
waste.
boxes, nothing went to waste. So it was great. We even had a gentleman stop with supplies left over from when they did it, which was very helpful because we needed more things for the toppings and the cups and whatnot. So Stewart's is an incredible support in our communities, and you'll notice that when you go into their business, the time is coming again that the money that they raise for within their community, it actually does go into your community. They were very generous with our playground, and they continue to be in all aspects of our communities across the North Country. So thank you very much to Stewart's, and support them with business, because it does come right back to us. The library meeting had to be canceled due to a conflict with one of the board members on the library. So that will be rescheduled for November. I don't have a date yet, but we'll get that to you by the next meeting time, and we'll be moving forward with getting all of the information together. And to see whether they are looking to move forward for the next budget season. That's the biggest piece here. And that is it for me.
We'll be starting our budget in January, so.
Right.
Which I guess, very good. Thank you. I thought I mentioned storage, but I guess. My apologies, storage. My apologies. Okay. Report from the clerk treasurer, please.
Everyone has their expense and revenue reports for August. I think we're still doing very well.
You're right on target for this time. Might not be as nice next year.
Yes, because we'll budget for the changes.
Yeah. The motion to pay the warrant?
Okay, we have extra invoices, and we also have to delete 2 of them. The additional invoices to add are $1,308.72. We need to remove 2 of the E.J. Prescott bills because they were the wrong risers. One is for $1809.01, and the other is for $1366.37. So our warrant is $20,663.45.
Okay.
So the correct rise is cheaper?
No, probably more than the bigger. We went to fit them all today for Pocket Boulevard.
And what, right?
Now, we have a 24 inch, we're supposed to be 26 inch. Good thing I'm trying now and not next week when they're coming here to pay.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to call me back tonight, and I need them this week. There's probably extras in here, and what we have left, we're gonna take back, because we've got 2 inches and ½ inch. And we stack them depending what you need for height.
Yep.
So better to have extra when the paver's here, and then after we'll send back what we have left.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the warrant with these changes.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the warrant? If there's no further discussion, have a roll call, please.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee McFetrich.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Garrett.
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye. Anything else, Mary? Yeah. The report from the superintendent, please.
We've stayed rather busy with just general maintenance, mowing, trimming, servicing equipment, lift stations. The last month or so has kept us very busy also on Cedar Street, trying to get that ready. We had to change out a culvert, did a little ditching, remove the old sidewalk. We got most of the new sidewalk poured. I got, I think, 18 feet left that will get done this week. We're widening that road, tearing out on the sides where the used to be old culvert that was shallow buried, and with the asphalt was all humped up, so we tore all that out, packed it with millings that we got, and we should be paving next week, paving that road, as well as Pocket Boulevard. So I'm gonna, sometime this week, I'm gonna go hit all the businesses over there and let them know, because traffic is gonna be, if they can schedule stuff around it. I don't know if it'll be Monday or Tuesday, but they will be here next week to pave, so.
Can we direct truck traffic
I'm gonna have to do something.
up by 276 and down Prospect to that? I mean, it's FedEx there that handles most of it.
They'll be the busiest probably, is FedEx, and maybe in this end, but once we put it down, it's gonna be a little while for them to get across it, so they'll either have to come before or after. And
Yeah.
same thing with Cedar Street, I'm gonna get a hold of all those people and have them park your car in Main Street or somewhere else. It's inconvenient, but if you drive over when it's hot and you got ruts, you end up with junk, so you better wait a little while, and in the long run, you're better off.
When will you have the time for that?
For
Because
paving,
when they're gonna be here, because FedEx will need to know that.
I won't know until, depends on the weather, depends, I don't know.
It's on the-
By the end of the week, I should know. He said he should be here Monday. He's gotta do the town first. We're supposed to start today. Don't want to get late any today because of the rain. Then they're supposed to be coming here, and then I think Ross's Point, so I should know by the end of the week. I wanna give those guys a heads up, let them know it's gonna be coming, and then try to coordinate with
Yeah.
especially FedEx, because there's a lot of truck traffic in and out of there.
You know, if we need more time, can he go to Ross's Point first and us
Possibly.
last?
Possibly. It's gonna take me a whole week for sure to finish. We
Yeah.
gotta finish.
Yeah.
We'll do what we can to get it all done. Thing is, if we miss it, then we're, till next year, So, trying to get it done. We're doing the best we can here.
Mike, if we need to reroute truck traffic, is Is it possible to borrow any signs from the state to
I'm sure I could,
indicate that, like on Route 11 or 276 or something?
I'm sure I could get a hold of DOT, because they let me borrow one when we had the water break. They keep it at the state garage here. They're usually it just happens they were using the new ones in Ross's Point for when they were paving, and that was an old one here, but I'm sure that I can get a hold of Gary or somebody, and I'm sure that I probably could borrow a sign.
Might be helpful in this case.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll find out this week for sure. Well, we installed some posts, and the new sign was put on River Street that was dedicated for the Billrow Park, which
That's nice.
did a really nice job on that sign. People that made it. We had a couple pre-construction meetings. We spent quite a bit of time with Bernier and Carr. We spent a few evenings till like 6:30 at night locating valves and exercising them, make sure they work. We'll probably have to do that again, but we're trying to locate all the places for the pressure reducing valves where they're going to put the vaults in. So it's definitely been busy as far as looking and researching stuff for this water project. The blasting crew, I believe they finished over on Prospect site. They had finished up on the West Service Road and they were on Prospect, and I believe that now they're all done there. The tank is up quite a ways. I don't know how high it didn't go over today, but it's probably 30 or 40 feet high. They've got most of the road in, except I think they're waiting for DOT to finish the roadway out to the main drag. They've been going in behind Peterbilt up on West Service Road. Everything so far as the tank construction goes has been on target. If it stays that way, I believe they told us around the 21st of this month that I think it was the 29th of the month that the cement should be done on the West Service Road. It'd be ready for the tank, and they're supposed to start the cement on Prospect on the 21st. So if the weather holds out, we could see those tanks up before it gets too cold. So hopefully that'll be the case. We had to get a new, last year I put 2 new fire department or fire truck signs showing there's a fire department on Elm Street, and I probably should have left the old rusty ones there because somebody went and stole one. It's probably hanging in somebody's room somewhere. So we had to replace that. The post, they left the rusty post, but they took the new sign.
Did you report that?
No,
You should report it.
I didn't report it. Pavilion, that's completed. Once I can get caught up, I'll probably use our fine screen that I had made for black dirt and screen some millings to get the dust out of it, and probably use that for a base, so that people aren't walking in mud or, it's gonna be hard to grow grass in there with no sun.
No, it'll help
So-
you dry, it's a good idea.
I think, and it's low on the outside edge, so I think we'll be able to, if we can ever get caught up here, we'll get a base in there, that way it won't interfere with anything, and that stuff packs real well, there's a lot of dust in it.
You can probably tamp it and put
Yeah.
a cement floor.
It basically is what it is.
As long as it's porous.
Yeah,
Right,
this,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the-
It
the
will
water
still
will-
be porous, it just holds it together.
it won't be a solid piece. Water readings, meter readings we're supposed to be doing, like now, but we're probably gonna be a little bit late. Probably gonna be the week of the 21st, you'll see us out and about, because the paving just happens to be hitting at that time. So, I mean, the bills will still be out on time, but we'll have to, we'll just be a little late. A little
that
late
there.
reading them, that's all. So you'll see us
Bills
about a
will
week.
still go out
Yeah,
on
it
time.
still will
Oh,
go
yeah.
out on time, but we're
There
gonna
you
be
go.
late.
We'll be late reading them, we'll just have to cram a little closer in to,
Just think how nice it'll be in a couple years.
yeah.
Or
So,
less.
once our paving's complete, we still have some culverts to install. I've got some sidewalks that we're gonna be doing from now till snow flies. Our sand in the next 3 or 4 weeks should be starting to roll in, so we'll get a little salt here, start mixing that so we can get that put up for winter before the rains start. I would imagine it's probably, I know the town is already screening still in their old pit. I think they've got a couple hundred loads screened so far, but they supply us, they supply Ross's Point themselves, so And they're doing paving now, they're gonna have another couple weeks putting shoulders on and hauling sand, so imagine we won't see them here for a little bit. Everybody's behind this year, it seems like. Paving, we're usually done in the end of August. Last year was the end of August, we're already, 3 weeks at least behind.
Accounting for it, so.
The rain, yeah, their new paver, there's been a few things that slowed them down. Plus, we still have to empty the drying beds. That'll be coming up too. Getting the sludge out of the drying beds, getting that hauled out. As of now, I'm planning on flushing hydrants in October. I believe it'll be the week of the 19th to the 23rd, which I'll have it again on next month's meeting. I'm pretty sure that'll be the dates. And when we do it, expect some discoloration and pressure fluctuations. Usually we get, if you get things stirred up, we get a few calls for tinted water. As well as we're gonna be doing brush pickup, the fall brush pickup. Usually we do that on the Thursday and Friday, 2 weeks in a row. And as of now, it looks like it's gonna be October 22nd and 23rd. And then again on the 29th and 30th. Usually, up to a 1 pickup load per household. We see a maximum of 3 inches in diameter and 8 foot long. Put it out curbside. Stuff we don't want whole trees put out there, but, so we can handle it and get it in the back of our small truck. If you do have stuff that's bagged, make sure it's just leaves and yard debris, because a lot of times we find garbage and, people are putting their fabric, from their mulch and all that, this kind of stuff. Please don't put that stuff in there, just yard debris, grass clippings, leaves, whatnot.
Clear bags only.
Yeah, clear bags is better for sure, so we can see what's in there. Sometimes we get surprises. People that have dogs, bad, when you pick them up and they've been sitting out for a few days on the side of the road, so. Other than that, I think that's all I have.
Any questions for Mike?
No, but thank you as always,
Yeah.
Mike. You do a lot with a small crew.
We had a number of street signs taken, if you recall, 3 or 4 years ago. We reported it to the state police, the district attorney, and they chose not to investigate.
I thought though that they had found someone in a bedroom when they went in on something
And
else.
they chose not to investigate on the street sign issue.
Okay, why?
Never got a response.
As of now, it's the only one that disappeared. I mean,
We had a number of signs that were up on the
Right,
bigger
no,
wall.
I know.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
The guy sitting there.
last year we had one stop sign
It was on
disappear,
Facebook.
and then this year we had that one fire department sign.
And they chose not to.
And it was like, I think it was like $55.
Bigger fish to fry.
I think that's what it is. It's unfortunate. It's just like when there was vandalism in the cemetery, it was the same thing, I couldn't get into. It's just not high interest, which is really sad.
It's true. Anything else for Mike?
Thank you, Mike. I know you've been working really hard.
No, we can.
Do the correspondence, please.
2015 water system sanitary sewer, or sanitary survey report, correspondence from attorney Justin Meyer regarding Mohammed Khan, correspondence from attorney Thomas Remain regarding Don Wayne Patterson, and the JCO report for August 2015.
And you can see that Julia's
Slacking.
busy as ever. Unbelievable the amount of
Wait till
services
next
she
month heat
provides.
starts. I know, dear God, already.
Any questions on the correspondence? The water health department survey was very good. Very good.
They're gonna be very happy with this new water.
Okay, full business, move the Champlain Memorial Library meeting to November. Vehicle purchase, Mike has done some investigating on the vehicles. He's copied you with a couple here.
One.
Just the
Just the one?
one I copied.
Okay, just the one. We still have some from the state contract pricing. It's my recommendation that we put this out to bid in the paper. officially put it out to bid. I know we try to do our business locally, but I think from the bidding standpoint, or from what we need to do here, is put it out to bid, so that all the local ones, other than the state contract pricing, have a chance to bid on this truck, on this vehicle.
Is that what these represent, is just state contract pricing?
Yeah, but these are not this one is not
This
a
was
state
just a
contract
bid, the
bid.
columns, I don't need a price on,
This is just a bid.
and this is what they sent me, what you got right there,
Okay,
that's local.
so if we put it up to bid, it'll be open to all dealers?
Yes, local.
dealers?
Yeah, local dealers as well as the state contract bids.
Okay.
And it
we
won't
can
matter,
compare-
I support that.
it won't matter if it's right now, or if it's on the next board meeting, because it won't be till the end of November before we would get that, or just Chevy, I don't know, it's just starting in the next week or two building, Ford already has started. But I talked to both of them, and they figure at least to the end of November before we would come in anyways regardless. Either one, if I ordered it today, or if I ordered it and after next month's meeting,
Right,
it would still be the same.
but we should have our bids in by next month.
Yeah, I'd like to put it in
If I get them in
this week.
I'll have them back, 10 days probably, I don't know how many.
We'll have it back for the next board meeting to go from there. We're not gonna get it till November anyway, so,
So you're gonna put it in the paper?
yes, we'll put it in the paper.
Do you want me to do it on the OGS site as well?
Yes. Then we can make our decision in October, get it ordered. Hopefully it'll be here by middle of November or thereabouts, so we can have it for the winter season.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And we're getting this plow ready, am I right?
Mhm.
Plow ready.
Plow package and trailer package, so it says the heavier suspension, and
Yeah.
so you need the plow package regardless, because you're leaking,
Mhm.
because there's a roof mount.
Do you want these bids to include a plow? Bid request to include a plow? Or if not, with the trucks and the state contract bidding, Mike can get separate bids for plows.
I had got two a while ago, but I can redo them.
Yeah, from local vendors or whatever.
I mean, the plow gets installed separately regardless, is it just
Yeah.
as easy to do a separate bid for a plow? I mean, it's gonna be done
Before,
by,
you
it's like a
can't,
couple
you can't
doors.
really do it until you get the truck or decide which truck you're getting,
Yep, exactly.
because it doesn't make sense to do it now, you don't know which frame, it might be different.
Yep.
Ford, Chevy,
Well, they're totally different.
so,
Electronics are different even.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say separate would be just fine.
okay,
I don't think you're gonna save anything by putting it together.
all right. Do we need a motion to put this in the paper? No?
No.
Okay, well, she's,
Thank you.
all right, last month we put out to bid some excess property, surplus property here in the village, for the old van and for some tires that we took off the Ford truck. Received two bids, one each, one for the van, $166, and one for the tires, $100. What is the board's desire here?
Well, I think, let's start with the tires, I think that's a fair bit, I think that's fine.
Okay.
As for the van, I think it's fine, and the only alternative I would suggest is donating it somewhere, but I don't think that it's allowed to use to any organization.
I wouldn't let the crew drive on the
Oh,
streets
no,
with it.
no, in regards to donations, sometimes they take them for parts, you know,
Yeah.
like kids for cars and those places, but I'm good with either one of those, so.
Okay,
Unless must be a partner he needs.
any response? There you go.
No, I think he just wants it for parts.
Yeah.
He's gonna take
I'd
whatever
say
they can
go
out of
with
it.
it.
Yeah, what's the, scrap metal price?
right now, I don't know what it is.
$50 a ton.
Is that what it is right now? I know it's down.
I know it's right.
Do you know they're
How many
good
ton is it?
for junk cars?
About $60.
Yeah,
Do you think?
I was gonna say probably $60 to $80 for junk price.
As long as it's towed out of that driveway back there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, I went out to start it for somebody last week,
Towed out
and
of town.
the alternator seized up. Oh yeah, just was sitting for like 3-4 weeks. The alternator seized up, I had to try to turn it. It was smoking a bell, I had shut it off, I had to leave it right there, I was gonna pull it out for the people that were looking at it, and they didn't end up bidding on it anyway.
That's God telling you not to run it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need a motion to accept these bids?
I make a motion to accept the
Have a
bid.
second?
I'll second.
Okay. We're not spending any money, so we can do this with just an aye. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Carries. Okay, we had a 2-month period where burning campfires was allowed in the village. What's the board's feelings on this one? Do we want to go with this or try this again next year? Or do we want to change some rules, or do we want to, what's the board's desire here? We didn't have any complaints, did we, Mary?
No.
No complaints one way or the other with the fires?
Yeah, you ended it on August 31st, but what about now? I mean, fall's a great time to have a little campfire.
Well, if you want to extend that until the middle of October, that's fine.
I would be for that.
I would
if
be
we
as well.
Haven't
I'd be as
had
well.
any
They were burning
complaints.
this weekend, or a lot of them go
Yeah,
this weekend.
well,
Yeah,
I would,
Officially, our ban was done the 31st of October, but if you want to extend it to the 15th of October or whenever,
my thought when we talked about the end of August was that you had Labor Day weekend, which is prime time for families getting together before kids head back to school, and, you know, family barbecues and a nice way to end the day. Especially the weather that we had. It's hard to believe what we had last week versus what we had today.
yeah.
But I agree with Jana, and, you know, it's, if you end up with an Indian summer, it's,
it's a great activity.
Need a motion?
I make a motion to extend it. You wanna extend it to the end of October, or?
That's whatever you wish.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's say to the end of October. Go ahead.
before we do that, will we be looking, or will we do this in the spring, opening it up as soon as the burn ban is lifted?
Yes, we can revisit it in the spring.
Okay,
Like when we revise our law.
okay, that's all I wanted.
That's what I would like to do. based
If
on
we're
this.
gonna do that, I would really like us to consider, I mean, we have time, but when we have the next vote, is to put it to vote, so all villagers can vote on it.
Yeah, we can do that. We can put it on the,
On the
put it on the ballot
ballot
for March.
Yeah,
Just need a resolution in January to do that.
Yeah, hopefully everybody comes out that's.
forces people to come out to vote.
Yeah, people will come out to
So I
vote.
say hopefully everybody comes out.
Okay, we have a resolution. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, this is to extend it to when, Tom?
October 31st.
October 31st. Any further discussion?
Go ahead.
I know what you're saying, Amy, but I don't necessarily agree with that, because people might not necessarily get out to vote just because we put that on the ballot, saying that we wanna have people vote on this one way or the other. People may not, and it may end up getting voted down.
No, that's, we hope that they come out and vote because there's 2 trustees up for election.
I agree.
Well, we can
Right, and as
discuss
we're
it,
going
we'll
out
discuss
for
it later.
doing signatures, we can
Yes.
be handing out flyers about it and what the parameters for the fires are going to be, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, this is kind of a big thing, we're gonna be changing a law, so I think it should be voted upon regardless of what goes down with it.
You had a lot of people on both sides of the fence when you had that public hearing here during the summer.
Yeah,
And some of them advocated that, put it up for a vote and see where it goes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you realize that if we're going to look at changing village code, it's gonna be a time-consuming, expensive proposition. So just so just so we know upfront.
and the other option is, do we do it another year to see how it goes, since there's no cost involved?
Well, we can do that too.
And we could always do a temporary thing, so it's not a change
Well-
in our code.
Do the temporary by resolution.
We can still put it to vote and do that
Yeah.
very same thing, just.
Yeah. It's always good to see how they feel. There's no problem with that at all. Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Any other old business? Okay, have a number of new business items. Need a motion to change the October meeting to October 5th from the 12th. It's a holiday.
So
Not be
moved.
available.
So moved. Have a second?
Second. Did you say you weren't available, ma'am?
I am not available on the 5th.
Very
Oh,
good.
I will be here, so-
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I've been asked to have the village approve a proclamation. And a number of communities throughout New York State have gone along with or presented this proclamation. It's Village of Champlain proclamation recognizing freedom from workplace bullies week, October 19th to the 25th of 2015. Whereas the Village of Champlain has an interest in promoting the social and economic well-being of its citizens, employees, and employers, and whereas that well-being depends upon the existence of healthy and productive employees working in safe and abuse-free work environments, and whereas research has documented stress-related health consequences for individuals caused by exposure to abusive work environments, and whereas abusive work environments are costly for employers, with consequences including reduced productivity, absenteeism, turnover, and injuries, and whereas protection from abuse work environment should apply to every worker and not be limited to legally protected class status based only on race, color, gender, national origin, age, or disability. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Champlain do hereby proclaim October 19th through the 25th of 2015 as Freedom from Workplace Bullies Week, and encourages all citizens to recognize this special observance. Need a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this proclamation? We will send a copy of this to, where's the gentleman's name? Proclamation request, career builder, Michael Schmidt. And we will join a number of communities throughout the state of New York to proclaim this week. Have a vote? Did we vote on this? Have a vote?
You did motion. Did motion.
Did a motion, did a second, did we vote?
No.
No.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. We need to discuss the purchase of a plaque for donors of the playground. The pavilion is up. We promised the donation, or the donors, we promised them that we would put a sign up there with their names on it, thanking them for their donations for the playground. If you look on the other side of where they copied with this, if you look on the other side, playground donations, grants, there's a number of large donations here. And I think it's time to recognize those folks for their donations for our playground. We have talked to, who's the sign maker? Jess.
Poirier?
Yes, we've talked to her about making a sign with the idea that we would make the sign so that we could add names for future donations, for future donors.
That's good.
I don't have a cost right now for you. Did she give us a cost?
No, she needed to know if we wanted it to be the names permanently on there, or if we wanted to do it like you were saying, to add as we go along. So we can get in touch with her and get a cost for that.
Okay, let's do that. And then we can discuss the cost in the October meeting. Is that all right? Is that okay?
I don't think Julie would want her name listed, since hers was made up of many, many small donations.
Yeah, I just listed
Yeah.
what I had seen
Right.
from my deposit.
What's the sign made out of? What's it like?
What does she use? We have the sign that's down there now in the playground, she made.
Okay.
It's durable material, it will withstand the weather. My biggest concern was the addition and deletion of names and donors. I think, you know, what we have here, we can put permanently. And leaving space to add more as the donations come in. I mean, you know, people like Stewart's and Charles Wood Foundation, you know, quite large grants there, and they should be permanently mounted on a sign, and then leaving space that we can add others in the future.
Yeah, I'll take some pictures now it's done too and send it off.
Okay. The annual Potsdam Conference is coming up. You should have been copied, everyone should have been given a pamphlet on local government conference at Potsdam. I would like to have it, I'd like to have approval for,
Yeah. Oh, shit's coming down.
Here, it's coming.
That's why. Thank you.
I'd like to have approval for 4. I'd like to go, I'd like Mike Joliker to go, Mike Tatro, and Woody. And Mary and/or Juanita, are you interested?
No, I'll stay back.
You jumped in there too quick.
Oh, you can't handle that Filio's breakfast?
It's my turn to buy breakfast, so it's, you know.
Is Jeff driving?
No, no, I'll drive. Try not to drive through the buildings.
Oh my God.
And any of the board wish to join in with us? It's on October 13th.
Oh, yeah, I know. Would you be interested?
There are some interesting things. Mike, for example, the GIS, you know, there's 3 sessions there. I think, you know, it's going to come in handy for you. There's some things for planning and zoning for Mike Tatro. There's a couple here of municipal clerks. For the assessors as well, board members. I think the board members, the sessions that are offered here, we have pretty much covered.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm misreading that, but
No, I think
it
we've,
didn't really look new to me.
yeah.
That speaker that does the freedom of information that's on there, that guy's worth listening to.
Oh, yeah,
He's real good.
okay.
Okay.
I think Freeman is his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's real good.
I'd like approval for at least 4.
Yeah, can we get back to you, Greg? Can
Yeah.
Keep an eye on it.
Want the approval for the 4 now, and
Well, we gotta have it, it saves us a little bit of money if we have it in before the 30th of September.
Oh, we could give you an answer before that, we just sort of.
So approve up to 6
Okay.
people.
So let's,
Make a
Are
motion
you
to
gonna
pay
go?
for 6.
No? Okay, we're gonna sit back. You guys can go.
well, we're still gonna go with 6. So Tom and Kim. or-
Okay,
And
so,
or Clark might wanna go to that one on the zoning too, but I
Okay.
don't know, he can pay for his own, doesn't matter.
No,
No.
we pay for their
Should
education.
be covered, no, because it's volunteer, so
Let's
no.
go to 7.
So play 7, make a motion to approve.
Up to 7.
Up to 7.
Second.
Okay. We just need to know the exact number by the 30th of September so we can
We will discuss
save
that.
ourselves $10
Yeah.
a ticket. Okay. Any further discussion? We're spending some money, so let's have a roll call.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee McFetrich.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Garrett.
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye. All right, today's the
Certainly,
date,
I
freedom
could've-
proclamation. We got the flag discussed, we got permission to go to Potsdam, we got the surplus bids. Any further new business come before the board? Then we'll entertain a motion to
Motion is adjourned.
adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.